So the reason SL2 is so effective for me is we're trained to be that directing by nature. That's our job. That's what we're expected to do. Now, that doesn't train you for how to lead other people, especially other police officers, as you move up through your career. And that is, to me, the most effective part. Now I'm learning how to communicate with people at different levels. To me, being able to relate that to police officers, and then as I've become a supervisor and move my way up, I've been able to say, this is how I'm going to communicate with you as your supervisor. You're here for this. You're here for this area. You're here for this. Generally, you might be delegating, and I'm just going to expect you to get the assignments done. But they're also not expecting me to come behind them and make sure it's done. So it's helped me to communicate what level of my expectation is for the individual project or goal or assignment, while they also have the opportunity to know when they can ask questions. The reason I would recommend SL2 to other police departments is these communication styles, these different effects for people are happening naturally. They're going to happen whether or not you're paying attention to them or not. The leadership skills that first responders need on a call vary greatly from what they need when they're handling, interpersonal skills with coworkers, or even working with a supervisor, or, training a new officer and those types of things. Just about all first responders have an onboarding where you're riding with another crew or a squad or another officer. And what I learned through the first responders program is that fire has the same thing, emergency management, we all have this kind of onboarding, what we have to go through there, which mimics the SL2 model, but I don't know that it was done with that in mind. And that's how natural this process is. And what I saw through the first responder program, talking to other firefighters and different EMS and those types in the first responder world, is they have the exact same approach. We'll train you how to do this job, but that's when we're going to stop. We're not going to continue to develop you as a leader, teach you how to continue to develop others as a leader. And the SL2 model is really what can be that bridge. It can help you with that goal setting. And that's really what stood out to me is, okay, this is more than just a communication tool. This is more than how to meet people where they are and talk at the correct level and have the correct objectives. But how do we set those goals for their career? How do we set the goals for this squad? How do we set the goals for the next month of what we want to accomplish? Some of the other things that the first responder program showed me was the challenges we face in leadership in the police department. We typically go, oh, well, this department over there might be better. This department over there might be better. There's other police departments in there. I talk with them. They experience the same challenges. And I was like, well, maybe if I talk to a fireman, it's going to be different. Talk to the fire leaders. Same type of challenges, same type of communication issues, same type of, I got promoted into this job, now what? Discussions. The emergency managers that were in there, all the first responders and EMS, it was we are really good at doing our jobs, so we become supervisors of those jobs, and then we get too good at doing those jobs, so we become supervisors of that job. And that was pretty much uniform across the board. There was no goal setting discussions, there was no mentoring, there was no, those things. Everybody is realizing now, I believe, across the spectrum, that those things need to be in place for evolved and developing agencies and departments. But that's not how we got here. And so it's a little bit of, how did we get here is how I'm going to continue to go. And so, having those discussions on setting goals, on the importance of understanding where we want to be and setting vision and all that kind of stuff. That was what a lot of the sidebar conversations were about was, how do y'all handle this there? And we're like, well, we don't know how we handle it here either. So it was those types of discussions that really, I think, brought the group together, that I'm not on this island over here by myself trying to do something that's completely in another language or something like that. Everybody's seeing these same issues and these same struggles in their own areas. Training is more important now than ever, because I believe our new officers, our people that are new to the field of first responders, are wanting more leadership and direction. And we have realized that there is a gap here. There is a gap here in organizations between executive level training, which is what, those higher level command colleges and those types of things, and getting out of police training or getting out of that rigorous 20-week training you get out of that. And then the next big training you get is 10 more weeks, 15 to 20 years later. And there needs to be something in the middle, something that's applicable and scalable that can be used at any level, at any new position, to give you that metrics as to how we're going to develop our people. So my experience with Blanchard has been very positive and shows that they understand the first responder community. The program design told me that Blanchard was aware of the challenges that we're facing in law enforcement, but first responders as a whole. Their willingness to work with us outside of the formal classroom sessions was very helpful as well. The instructors were very responsive with emails and those types of things, and then the various chats. So that, to me, again, there's a vision they have there for it, and the passion they have and want to share and make sure that this is a successful program.